那欢迎来到今天是 R0的这个 APT 议程其中一轨。然后接下来的2位讲师是伊藤忠这个 Itochu Cyber Intelligence 公司，他们是伊藤忠集团。伊藤忠集团包含像是全家便利商店、台北101，这个是一个全球非常大的商社集团。那他们是其中的这个治安的服务的公司，其中有非常多的这个研究员的能量。那今天这2位也是我的朋友，他们要讲的这个 Tropic Trooper 这个 Pirates of 南海，这个是一个历史非常悠久的 APT 族群，在攻击台湾打得非常多。那大部分的目标都跟海洋的研究或者是这个南海的一些动态是有相关的，就是至少已知道有20年以上活动基础。他们今天带来就是我们 Review Board 在审稿的时候，就是觉得这篇很有趣的原因，是因为它不只是分析 APT 的恶意程式，有分析到一些这个攻击的手法，那包含了他们使用有一些简体的 APP 来散布这个恶意程式。那我就不多说了，让我们用掌声欢迎这个2位讲师。
Thank you, JD. 你好。Thank you. Hello. Thank you for attending to our session, and we would like to talk about the APT campaign, named as the Pirate of the Nanhai. For the artifacts, no one knows. Before our presentation, we would like to introduce ourselves.
Okay, we are the security researchers from Itochu Cyber and Intelligence. Me, Yusuke Niwa, so I'm a lead cybersecurity researcher, and especially focusing on DFIR and malware analysis and threat intelligence. So I also gave a presentation at the international conference like Virus Britain and BotConf and JSAC, etc.
I'm Suguru Ishimaru, and also worked with Yusuke. Today, my responsibility is clicker for him. Oh, it's well. So, and also, I attended to the HackerCon several times, and we are really happy to standing here. Okay, and before our presentation, also wanted to a little bit more time for the introduce our teams.
Okay. Yeah. So the achievement of this this achievement is a team effort. So we'd like to thank and so express the word to thank our team members. Okay.
Oh, sorry. So this is stage danger, and first motivation, and second is who is Tropic Trooper. The main part is disclosing uncommon attack methods, and finally conclusion.
Okay, motivation. So we observed highly unique attack method, reminiscent of a spy movie utilized by Tropic Trooper. So actually, this is happened in the wild. So when we face this kind of attack, so it's extremely difficult to identify the cyber threat and sophisticated intrusion method. So we need the expert skill and the significant amount of time for investigation and obtain that kind of capabilities. So we need a flexible mindset for investigation.
It is crucial to avoid fixed notions based on the traditional attack methods. Will provide approach investigation with flexibility and insight.
Okay, who is Tropic Trooper? So Tropic Trooper, as known as Pilot Panda, Keyboy, and APT23. So first to the world attention with the name Keyboy in 2013. This group shows a great enthusiasm in the Asia-Pacific regions, have long been targeting government and military units. So there's 4 types of malware associated with the Tropic Trooper. So Keyboy, this is a signature of these threat actors. So entry shell is a variant of a keyboy and CrowdStrike beacon with a watermark 520 and
520. 520.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
520 and Shango Broader. So we already gave a presentation, especially focusing on the malware analysis at the Virus Bulletin 2023. So if you were interested in this research, please check it out, our material.
Okay, and first of all, about the entry shell. It's a variant of the keyboy. It is a virus remote access Trojan and with some commands such as the sysinfo and downloads and shell and so on to control the victim system. And the DLL has only one malicious export function name, which is DLL entry. So we named from the export name and also the command to entry shell. And also it has some updates compared with keyboy. Why we think this is the variant of the keyboy? Because several distinctive strings are hard-coded within entry shell. Left side is entry shell strings, and right side is the yellow rule for the keyboy. So some of them are definitely match, right? And not only strings, and we also analyze it, and the code and the features are almost the same. So we identified the entry shell is the variant of the keyboy. And next is updates of the entry shell. It has the hidden characteristic strings like right side. Yeah, and also it has some decryptor algorithms were embedded into there, and which is ASCII to bin and AES. If the decrypted strings, and you can see right side, this is very important strings for the entry shell, like backdoor commands. Another updates. Keyboy and the entry shell has the malware configuration, and which is hard-coded intentionally, designed to be decrypted and utilized upon infection. These algorithms also changed. So this is a decrypted malware configuration. It contains some check code and also seat IP and port and pin for seat operation, something like this. Okay, and another malware is Shango. This is also very unique malware, and we observed as a loader or downloader of the payload such as entry shell and CrowdStrike beacon. We also discovered an artifact with a PDB file by the probably attacker mistake. I don't know why the actor is sending the PDB file to the target. But anyway, it has very interesting strings, which is the developer's environment. So we use the two words from this environment and combination to generate the malware name, Shanmu and Goop, to become Shangoop.
Okay, here's a diagram of the evolution of Shango variants. So we've collected and analyzed more than 200 samples between 2022 and 2024. So finally, we classified. This shows 8 variants at that time. But we found the newest version. So finally, 9 variants we've observed. So the oldest version found in November 2022. This is a very simple case, and the latest version is so complicated and found on the March 2024.
Actually, so many samples uploaded in the virus total, and if you would like to check yourself, and you can download several samples from the VT. And then we would like to introduce a little bit for the those variants. For example, variant A, This came from the algorithms of AS, and it's very, very simple loader. And the hard-coded key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AAA is hard-coded, and yeah, it's nothing unique point. It's just a loader.
Simple loader.
Yeah. Next is AJ. J came from the huge junk code. How huge? Like this. This is a program from of the IDA. And try to zoom up this very small square. Oops. But still, like this, it's so long. So it's very difficult to read. But when we check deeply, and we can find out the hard-coded key, and also we analyze it, it seems to be also very simple loader, just a huge junk code, and it's pretty same, the variant A. So what's next? Next is SXJC, and SX is came from the algorithm was changed, and C is control flow flattering. I mean, this program flow to become like this. So it seems to be very difficult to read by human. Probably reverse engineer nightmare has come. Okay, this is the main part, please.
Okay, here's a attack overview by the Tropic tuber. So we'd like to introduce some of case in detail. So there's 4 cases. So there's 2 types is newest version of the case. So first, VSCode as a rat. So you guys already familiar with this tool. So VSCode is a development environment tool, so provided by the Microsoft. So VSCode allows us to adding the additional modules through the extensions. So one of these is remote development packages. So these packages enable us to establish a tunnel between the client and servers. So attacker abusing this feature. So the victim host is remotely controlled by the by attacker. So rat. It's a little bit challenging to filter out by firewall because source is Microsoft. So in order to understand what happened so accurately on the host, so it's very important to create a super timeline by connecting the dot using useful artifact like this. The example artifact show the MFT record, USN journal, Windows band logs, so the file execution artifacts like SIM cache prefetch, system resource, and firewall logs and register, etc. Yeah.
Here is we made the super timeline like this.
Okay, the first block showing the file download and execution malwares.
So this is actually the malicious point, and we identified.
The second one is also interesting. So this showing the PowerShell execution and malware and downloading additional malware.
And usually the logs and also super timeline has some noise, like the legitimate operation also into logs. So we should filter all logs and pointing to the malicious activity. Then, so what is the center?
What is VSCode related logs left? So we need to check and explore the link between these events.
Why?
Why? So this activity check whether caused by the attack or not.
Okay.
Okay, here's a good useful artifact of the PowerShell execution. So you guys already recognize this, but it's very useful. And I'll show the event log bottom line. So this shows the execution of the PowerShell command line. So this PowerShell execution, so in the VSCode under the VSCode, and also showing the shell integration ps.1. This means terminal is used via VSCode. So the PowerShell execution was likely triggered by VSCode.
So back to the super timeline logs, and we can check the VSCode, how it works, the actor doing using the VSCode. The first is code.exe. This is the VSCode itself in MFT. And second?
Yep, this is a tunnel stable.log. So this is created when the tunnel was established.
Okay, and last part is pty host.log. What is this?
This means launching terminal via VSCode. So when this file creates, and so the PowerShell logs recorded like that. So this means so the VSCode PowerShell was triggered so terminal via VSCode. This means finally the timeline proves after malware infection. So the attacker use the VSCode terminal to run the PowerShell.
So if the IR thing, if you find out such kind of the logs, and it seems to be dangerous or not? What do you think?
Might be. So worth checking, yeah.
Okay, and also catch the attacker's commands. We found out an artifact which reverses the command used to understand the attacker's operation. For example, the first line, it seems to be the attacker using cow to download some artifacts from their server and try to scanning the network. And also the blue square is very interesting. They are using the netsh command to getting the Wi-Fi access point information via the VSCode. Maybe we will talk about later. Okay, next is the evil twin attack. So what is the evil twin attack? The attacker physically intrude and secretly set up a Wi-Fi access point with SSID, spoofed the targeted organization name. Like, for example, here, hitcon 2 for Wi-Fi, something like this. After then, the office, maybe employee of the targeted organization access to this strange Wi-Fi and input the credential. So the actor gets the Wi-Fi credential. Next step is they are bringing to their own PC, laptop, maybe not the laptop, probably small devices like Chinese mini PC or Raspberry Pi, and then they are connected to the office Wi-Fi using stolen password. Also, very interestingly, that devices was installed Covert Strike by the actor. Do you know why? No? Yusuke, please.
Suguru.
Okay. Because, you know, this is a physical intrusion. If a stranger into the building, office building, and for example, he is using a laptop and connected to the office Wi-Fi, what happened? Of course, government or police will come and catch him. So this is a high risk for the attacker. So we think the actor is using these small devices and hidden to somewhere and connected to Wi-Fi, and install the Covert Strike and control to this device to intrude the office network.
So how to find this attack method? So fortunately, we get some alert admin login failure on the AD servers. So this revealed the suspicious IP within the branch's Wi-Fi's RAN range. And also this host using a non-standard host name. And in case one, so as we mentioned before, the attacker also attempted to steal the Wi-Fi password. So that indicates the intention for the continuous physical intrusion. And just before the unauthorized access, the suspicious SSID appeared in the target office building.
Why is the actor targeted the Wi-Fi? Because it has the high risks for them as well. Because easy, they have the huge advantage. Like when the attacker connects to the Wi-Fi access point, and they can access to the intranet directly. So the attacker crosses the boundary between physical and cyber spaces to achieve their goal. Yep. The third case is exploiting to domestic electric serial system. So have you seen something like this before? Well, actually, we don't know this. But according to the search engine, actually, this is not our team member is research about this, and maybe he used Google or Baidu, I don't know. But this is the domestic electric serial system in China. Actually, this is a web application.
So following intrusion in case 2, this case happened. The attacker's PC connected to the office Wi-Fi network. Then attacker controlled the PC using a covert strike and start vulnerability scanning to the domestic electronic serial web servers like this.
Okay, this is the network log. The first line, blue part is the attacker connected to the covert strike, maybe their server. And after several minutes, yeah, they're starting to the vulnerability scanning to this system. Why is the attacker targeted this system? What do you think?
Yep, as described here, so there's two possibilities here. So in order to get additional information from the unique system, so the attacker thinking that so this unique system has a good important information. So in order to get so further compromise or some good
And also the electric serial system is very important for the business scene. Yeah. So maybe they are targeted to that kind of system or information, or just a scan for a web server in the internet. We don't know, but yeah. The last fourth case is update of the well-known application.
So the covert strike beacon was detected. Here's the case. So in early May 2024, we got some alerts regarding process injection with the covert strike beacon. So there's some application injected by the covert strike. So as you can see, the widget and other application here. Yeah. So with the sudden appearance of the covert strike, so we couldn't figure out, so unfortunately, the initial vectors so far.
So let's analyze this.
Yes, so first we made a super timeline. So as we mentioned in the case 1, so we need to find a suspicious point. So as a result of this, so 2 suspicious events were identified. based on the common characteristics of the Tropic trooper. One is creating suspicious file under the public folder. Second is using a file with a .cap extension. So both cases were also used in the past attack campaigns. So Tropic trooper loves this.
And also, any suspicious point can you find? Yusuke.
Okay. Around
PowerShell?
this event, yeah,
PowerShell?
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only that, so before several seconds, suspicious files were found.
Not PowerShell.
Not PowerShell, yeah. Script.js and yodel-dict-upt.exe.
Well, script.js is really malicious because it's under the public videos. This actor creates several files in the public something directory. Yeah. But why you think the yodel-dict-upt.exe is malicious?
So let's look into the event.
And also in the forensic scene, you know, the date time very important. And we sorted the yodel-dict-upt.exe like this. And what is this, Yusuke?
Sorry.
Okay. This seems to be date and time directory, and probably, and also the yodel-dict-upt maybe updater. So that means updater is created and into the datetime directory under the datetime directory. So it seems to be updater is running, but the point of this. But this seems to be file size is too small. And also we try to calculate the MD5 hash for both files. It's same. This is very, very strange. Why? Yusuke.
Hi. Yeah, basically, so updater itself updates the file. So it becomes generates different files. So that means all file seems to be different hash value.
Exactly. Yeah. So two files is same hashes. It's strange, and also the size, file size, also very small. So next step is try to analyze this file. And as you can see, this is embedded IP, which is actually malicious IP we already identified. This is C2. And yeah, this is downloader. It's access to the C2 and the 1.js to get it, and saved to the user's public videos script.js. Yeah. Next step is analyzing to the script.js, which is actually obfuscated. We try to de-obfuscate it, and it's not maybe, this is a PowerShell. Yeah, it's also downloader, maybe downloader 2, and access to the C2 and get the test.cab and save it as 1.cab or 2.cab under the public music directory. Next step is extract this cab file, and it's two files inside. One of them is legitimate exe, and another one is malicious DLLs. And it's actually using the DLL side loading for read the malicious DLL.
Okay, yeah, here's a summary of what happened at that time. So there's 2 points. The update file was source of infection, and the script.js and cap file are definitely malicious. So in addition to this, so there's a other point. The attacker tried to attempt twice on the radar March 2024, and so middle of the April. So, but both cases were failed based on our research. So, according to logs.
Log shows those attacks fail, right? Okay. So what next of our step? We have the malicious DLL. So try to analyze it. So, and this is also obfuscated by control flow fluttering, but it seems to be not so complicated compared to the before. We analyze it and find out the C2 and also the file path. So it seems to be download 3, 4, 3, yes, 3. And also this is Shangoop. When we try to access to the this file, and we could get the next step payload like this. So what is this file? And we check the first byte seems to be E8, and the following bytes 0000000. So it seems to be call $+5. And yeah, and we think this is shellcode. So this downloader 3 is access to the C2 and get this shellcode and launch it in a memory. In the memory, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so next step, the shellcode contains another PE in here. So, and also try to analyze it, and it seems to be sending to the language ID, host name, and the username to C2 to getting to next payload. That means if we try to make fake ID and the host name and username and send it to the C2, but nothing happened. We couldn't get anything. But in the case, we are lucky. We know the victim information. So we put a little bit change and the username and host name and send it to the C2. We could get next payload. Yeah. So what is the binary use case? So what do you think?
No idea.
Is it also shellcode? No, this is encrypted data. So following this downloader, and we can find out the AES using the Windows API with the hard-coded key. So we decrypt this data to be like this. So it seems to be not encrypted. Yeah. So, and also this is actually malware. So what is malware? What is this malware family?
Covert strike.
Yeah, correct. Oops, sorry. This is actually covert strike. When we check the 2E, 2F, 2E, 2F, 2E, this is a covert strike, the configuration, malware configuration part. So we can use the extractor, open source extractor to get the malware configuration. It contains the C2s and also user agent and some important information, and also the watermark is 520, which we mentioned before. Yeah. So summarize the complicated the infection flow. This schema connected to the C2 server 5 times, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm so surprised. And the actor could filter out the non-targeted connection and did not provide next artifacts. And the infection vector was an updater of the well-known application we identified. And a variant of the Shangoop was discovered, and the payload was covert strike, beacon in this case.
So we figure out the infection vector is updated. So we try to deep dive into the updated original file, so yodel.exe. So as a result of the investigation. So there's 3 steps: start, update, and checking config file and download modules.
And then we found out this XML, the under the line, as you can see, the update URL. And this is actually malicious URL. So that means legitimate YODAO update feature load this XML and access to the attacker's C2 and get the malicious file and running it by the YODAO. So conclusion. Well, Tropic is still very active in 2024 to targeting material industries, at least our investigation. And they are actively trying to unconventional intrusion and new methods and concerned with the boundary between cyber and physical, very scary. And Intershell and Shangub have been updating frequently and to become more complex and sophisticated.
Okay, the last one. Lesson learned from these cases. So the threat actor use all means to attack. So always investigate any suspicion and be prepared the unknown. Don't assume that general use items are always same. That mindset is outdated.
Outdated?
Outdated. Yeah, so attacker try to use abusing so the regiment 2 in case 4. There always questions everything and dig it deeper. So sharp insight and strong forensic reversing skills are essential to protect us from these coming cyber threats.
Okay, we have still 3 minutes, so we would like to introduce a little bit more. So, who is Joker? We collected several interesting artifacts in this campaign. For example, the .link file, Shangub PDB file, and the entry shell. They had the Joker strings on there as the username. So who is Joker? We think this is the developer's username. And also, who is Shin? Can you explain?
Okay, so so in case 1, so VSCode case, so show that when file operation were executed via VSCode, this file called entries.json is generated. So when the attacker changed the VSCode environment settings, so unfortunately, so the attacker PC environment information is copied to the victim's host. So luckily, fortunately, we get the operator's name, Shin.
Yeah, probably operator Mr. Shin.
Yep.
Has a mistake.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and this is the IOC of the fresh sample in 2024, and here is references. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you.
好，非常谢谢2位这个精彩的议程，这是一个非常好的案例，就是现在的这个 APT 攻击已经是一个混程式的攻击了。它从这个好像我先问一个问题好了，说 Is this YODAO app the look like a supply chain attack? So do you think their company is compromised or their CDN is compromised?
Okay, unfortunately, so we couldn't figure out what exactly the root cause, but that is a real possibility. So other cases, so network injection or something like that.
Mine's middle.
Yeah, mine on the side. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So 这个有包含了像是 APP 更新的机制，下载了后门，然后又有这个透过无线网络假的基地台试图要感染其他电脑，并且有明确目标想要偷像是这个电子的签章的这个 server， 所以这是一个混程式的攻击，而且非常的复杂。那因为时间的关系，所以我们先如果还有问题的话，我们就是讲师还会在这里，我们到讲台前面来问。那我们再次用热烈的掌声，谢谢2位讲师。